It's 7 o'clock, and I'd like to open our meeting tonight, our regular town council meeting for Monday, April the 13th, 2020. The first item tonight on our agenda is council approving to consent departure from the regular order of business for all regular council meetings scheduled via WebEx. Do I hear a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I move that council approve the departure from the regular order of business during all regular council meetings scheduled via WebEx and until such time as town council resumes meetings held in person. I further move that all public comments be submitted via clerk of council by 4 p.m. the day of the regular council meeting during this time.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? May we have a roll call, please?
Vice Mayor Seelock,
Yes.
Councilman Cockrell,
Yes.
Councilman Gillespie,
Yes.
Councilman Holloway,
Yes.
Councilman Meza,
Yes.
Councilman Thompson.
Yes.
Motion carried. Second item tonight is roll call.
Mayor T. Walt,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Seelock,
Yes.
Councilman Cockrell,
Yes.
Councilman Gillespie,
Yes.
Councilman Holloway,
Yes.
Councilman Meza,
Here?
Councilman Thompson.
Yes.
Thank you. Next item tonight is the approval of the minutes, work session minutes of March the 2nd, March the 30th, April the 6th, 2020, regular council meeting minutes of March the 9th and March the 23rd, 2020. Do I hear a motion?
Yes, I move that we approve the minutes for the work session of March 2nd, March 30th, and April 6th, 2020, and also approve the regular council meeting minutes of March 9th and March 23rd, 2020.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Seelock. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yes. Councilman Cockrell,
Yes.
Councilman Gillespie,
Yes.
Councilman Holloway,
Yes.
Councilman Meza,
Yes.
Councilman Thompson.
Yes.
Thank you. Item 4 is reports. Report of the special committees or town officials and interim town manager. Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council. Appreciate your time this evening. My report will be brief, just to bring you up to speed on the town operations during this pandemic. I'm happy to report, actually I'm very happy to report, as of this morning, we had no employees out sick. And so I track that every day with department heads. All systems are green. Our mission critical operations are at 100%. I continue to operate with two crews for the mission critical operations so that in the event one group gets quarantined, we're able to maintain operations, and that's worked very well. Staff has adjusted very well to our modified work schedule and the few people working from home, but otherwise we're still functioning pretty much as normal. The planning department is busy with permits, and the finance department is always busy collecting checks from citizens at the drive-through window. As it relates to where we find ourselves with the pandemic, I've taken the approach of breaking this thing into 3 major categories. Excuse me. One is preparation phase. The second is the enduring phase, and the third is the recovery phase. I believe I'm very confident that we have prepared as well as we possibly could be prepared. We're currently in the enduring phase, so we currently have 17 cases in Warren County. That seems to go up pretty frequently now that have been confirmed cases. But soon we're going to be in a recovery phase, and I've already started, as of last week, started doing some planning in an effort to expedite the recovery on our citizens and our business owners. As it relates to last week's meeting for the budget meeting or the work session that we had, Mr. Wilson and I have met numerous times, and we're putting together various models in an effort to present to you next Monday, at our work session next Monday, some options for you to consider. We are also waiting with Ms. Sowers. We're hoping to be able to vote on the tax rate at a special meeting next week as opposed to voting on it Monday night. And I'm optimistic that we're going to be able to do that. But I'm going to be meeting with the mayor on Thursday to confirm the schedule for next week. That concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Next item tonight is a report for any inquiries of the council members.
Mr. Mayor, and Mr. Mayor and members of council, I just want to take a minute to thank our residents for taking this social distancing guideline seriously and only going to the store when absolutely necessary. Just like yourselves, you know, I miss my church family, I miss my work family, and I miss my neighbors. I just want the residents and everyone to know that over the next few weeks, the council will be working on ways to ease some of the financial hardships that is plaguing our town's residents and business owners. And just a reminder, in this time of uncertainty, try to stay as positive as you can, be patient, and try to help those you can, even if it's just a phone call to let someone know that you're thinking of them. And just a reminder to please keep our town, county, country in your prayers, so we'll be able to come out of this stronger than ever before. And thank you. That's all I have.
Anyone else? Okay, the report of the mayor. First thing, I'd like to apologize for our citizens that we have to do this via WebEx for our meeting. And the only other thing is, I'd like to say to our citizens to stay home and be safe. With that, we'll move on to item D, proposals of additions, deletions, or items to the agenda.
Mr. Mayor, members of Town Council, this is Doug Napier, Town Attorney. I have a short statement I want to read. It's a statement of recusal to consent agenda item 5B, and I'll just read it. It's very short. Pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.2, 3115, I have a personal interest in transactions involving Heptad LLC that have or may come before the town. Several years before I was appointed town attorney, and while I was in private practice, I gave legal advice to and drafted legal formation paperwork for the developer of that entity. As a result of that, I acquired a small fractional ownership share in the company. That company owns real estate in the town, which is currently for sale. Therefore, I have a financial interest in Heptad, which will be realized upon its sale to a third party. According to Virginia Code Section 2.2, 3112A4, while I legally may participate in the transaction, and that would be giving legal advice to the town, because this request would affect the public generally, even though my personal interest as a member of the public will also be affected by that transaction. Indeed, granting a sanitary sewer easement to the town benefits the public. In order to avoid any appearance of impropriety, I decline to participate in giving legal advice to town council or town staff in this matter, as I've always done so in the past. And I've also filed a copy of this letter with the town clerk, and I've done that ever since I started to work for the town a number of years ago. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council.
Thank you, Doug. Next item tonight is item 5, consent agenda items. We have 6 items here this evening. We have council approving a donation to the Freedom for Love letters, council approval for resolution for deed of easement of the sanitary sewer lines at Heptad LLC, council recommendation for reappointment of John Hensley to the BZA, council approval to amendment of the Downtown Revitalization Project, CDBG. By law, members of the Facade Advisory Board and Facade Improvement Program Design. Council approval or proclamation for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Number F is council approval of a resolution to delay charges for real estate and personal property, tax penalties, and interest. Do I hear a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I move the council approve the consent agenda items as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Does anybody want to pull anything off of the consent agenda for separate approval? Tina, could I have a roll call, please?
Might be muted.
Could I have a roll call, please?
I can manually unmute your mic if you'd like me to.
Yes, go ahead, please. Tina, could I have a roll call?
Vice Mayor Seelock,
Yes.
Councilman Cockrell,
Yes.
Councilman Gillespie,
Yes.
Councilman Holloway,
Yes.
Councilman Meza,
Yes.
Councilman Thompson.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carried. Next item tonight is item 6, council approval of the DEQ consent order issuance. Tina, could you give us a summary on that, please?
Sure. Council is requested to approve a consent order from the Virginia Department of Environmental Quality, DEQ, to implement specific actions to correct issues that have resulted in violations of the Virginia Pollutant Discharge Elimination System, also known as VPDES, permit issues to the town's wastewater treatment plant that occurred over the past year. These violations were due largely to very high flows through the wastewater treatment plant during heavy rain events when stormwater and groundwater leaked into the sewage collection system. These high flows resulted in the discharge of suspended solids to the Shenandoah River in amounts greater than allowed by the VPDES permit. As a result of these violations, DEQ and town staff met to discuss actions the town can take to reduce the high flows to the wastewater treatment plant and reduce or eliminate the permit violations. These are documented on the consent order, which also includes a civil charge of $38,615. DEQ agreed to allow the town to perform a supplemental environmental project, also known as the SEP, in lieu of paying the full civil penalty to the Treasurer of Virginia. The SEP proposed by the town is a stream bank and channel restoration project in Happy Creek between East Prospect Street and South Street. The civil penalty is $3,915.
Thank you. Do I hear a motion? Do
Mr.
I
Mayor,
hear a motion? Pardon?
Mr. Mayor, I move that council approve the consent order issued by the Department of Environmental Quality, received April 2020, that includes paying a civil penalty of $3,915 and allowing the town the supplemental environmental project that includes a stream bank and channel restoration project in Happy Creek between East Prospect Street and South Street as presented. I further move that council direct the interim town manager to execute all documents associated with the consent order.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Christina, could I have a roll call, please?
Vice Mayor Seelock, Councilman Cockrell,
Yes.
Councilman Gillespie,
Yes.
Councilman Holloway,
Yes.
Councilman Meza,
Yes.
Councilman Thompson.
Yes.
Motion carried. Since there's nothing else on our agenda tonight, I hear a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Here's a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Closes our meeting for tonight for April the 13th. We'll see you at another meeting next Monday night. Thank you.